What is going on, everyone? This is Andrew O'Connell with Pristine Capital coming at you with yet another market recap video. It is February 9th, 2021, about a month and 9 days into the year, and it has already been such a spectacular year. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you enjoy this content, and I will continue to make it for you. Today we're going to provide an update on the Pristine Capital trading service I've been doing every day. We'll talk about the price action in the indices. We'll go into the hood, check out our sectors and style factors, look at some of the trades I took, and then we'll wrap up some options order flow. But before we jump in, quick risk disclaimer. Nothing in this video should be construed as investment advice or recommendations. Please follow your own trading plan, your own risk parameters, and last but not least, do not YOLO your entire account into any one of my trades. So let's jump right in. Today we have the S&P 500. It looks like SPY was down 0.07%, but I'm seeing on the ES futures we're up 0.06%. So about flat on the index. We have the QQQ, NASDAQ index down 0.02%. We had the IWM small caps continuing their epic run up 0.47%. And we had the Dow Jones pretty much unchanged up 0.01%. So today was a bit of a rest stop, a bit of a consolidation. There was a little bit of intraday volatility where we were, red at some parts during the day during the headline indices, green at other parts. But if you look at where we closed, we pretty much closed unchanged, which in my opinion is a pretty good thing. We've been on a pretty crazy, 5 or 6 day run at this point. And, it can't keep running up forever in a straight line. So, I wouldn't mind at all if we went sideways for a couple days, consolidated. But we are getting, closer and closer every day to this about like 39.60 price target. And then once you get there, right now we're at 39.13 on the S&P 500. Suddenly everyone starts thinking, oh my gosh, the index is going to hit 4,000. And everyone knows when the index hits 4,000, there's going to be a bunch of headlines. A lot of people are going to hear about it. So if you're underexposed to the market when it hits 4,000 and you're a money manager, that is a really bad look. So I definitely think that there's going to be some performance anxiety as we approach that 4,000 level. And I think it's just a psychological level that will be explored this year. So let's see, we have the S&P 500. Let's take a look at the Qs. And the Qs, you can see here, closed well off the highs. You can see there we opened, then we ran up a bit, and then we sort of sold off. But yeah, this also is pretty much a consolidation day in the Qs. One name that I was watching a little bit today was Apple, because Apple actually looks like, we're pretty much just riding this 20-day simple moving average. And who knows, maybe Apple has another trip to this, 145 level in it. We will have to see, but I'm definitely watching this one pretty closely. I'm actually going to set an alert here, just in case we get above again. There we go. All right, perfect. So we have that. Let's take a quick look at the IWM. Small caps have continued their epic run. You can see sort of consolidating at this R1 pivot level, closed at about 228.38. Pretty similar story here, just some digestion in the market. And then we're going to have the same thing with the Dow Jones. So on the surface, if you just look at the headline indices, it looks like a very boring day in the market. But there were a lot of movers. So you can see, we'll pull up our sectors and style factors real quick. Quick update on what's going on with the Pristine Capital trading service. So I had a developer that I was supposed to be working with. For whatever reason, it was taking a little bit longer than I anticipated. So I pretty much stayed up all night last night. And my girlfriend and I, we were just learning, just how to make the site ourselves and all that stuff. And we pretty much figured it out for the most part. We almost have the website done. So that should be complete in a couple days. And really, once I get the e-commerce part set up and all that, which we pretty much have the roadmap for how to do, then we can open up the service and actually have people start to join the Discord room. Right now, I'm pretty much running the Discord room as sort of like a soft opening where I'm posting my trades in it and all that stuff. But it's going to be great when we get the site up and running, because I have had a lot of people reaching out that they're interested. So yeah, that is almost done, and I will send everyone who has reached out, I'll definitely send you an email as soon as that's complete, just to keep you up to date and in the loop. And then here's my contact information here. If you are interested in joining the trading service, feel free to just drop me a note. I'll send you the information that we have. We can take it from there. All right, so let's jump back into it. So we have our sectors here. If we look at our sector table, these cannabis stocks had a stellar move today. You can see this YOLO ETF up 6.11%. For those that have been following me for a long time, you know that I entered my YOLO calls. They were like 12 or 11 strike calls that expire in May. And I closed about a third of those out today for pretty much like a 10 bagger. So I still have just 1/3 of that position left and riding that out. But that one has been, a really nice runner for me. These Chinese internet names are continuing to move as well. Let's pull these up. So you can see, if we look at KWeb, this is a name where I still have about 60% of my butterfly on for KWeb that expires February 19th. If KWeb goes any further, if it goes beyond $99 per share, that's where we're going to leave my target zone, like my profit zone on the butterfly. So I think if we get any sort of volatility in this next week and a half, who knows, maybe this just keeps going up in a straight line. I'll probably take additional targets in my KWeb butterfly. Yeah, you can see a lot of these names just having really nice moves. Futu up 20%. We had Tiger, which I own, up 8.54%. Names like Baidu. Baidu's a name I really like trading alongside, up 6.67%. So yeah, a lot of nice movers within these Chinese internet names. And then you can see for some of the weaker sectors, materials were weak, and home builders were also weak. But yeah, the ARK funds looked good. The cannabis stocks looked good. There was a lot of strength in the market today, even solar energy. Let's take a look here. ARKG, I have some call spreads in ARKG that expire February 19th. And I have the the strike prices are weird for the ARKG options. I have the 107.21 by 109.21 call spread. So right now that's, in the money. I got that for less than $1. So yeah, a lot of really nice movers today. Let's jump into these style factors and we'll see what was going on under the hood. Yeah, so with these style factors, you can see we had international momentum up 0.87%, which makes sense given that strength that we saw in KWeb. But this is actually kind of odd here. So we have high div, low vol was up 0.48%, which was our second best performing style factor. So I'm going to be watching that very closely, because in the last sell-off that we had, one of the things I noticed was in the days prior, this high div, low vol ETF saw some flows. Then another thing that was kind of interesting about the price action today was, you can see, it sounds like somebody's on their motorcycle behind me. The VIX actually closed higher on the day. So you can see, not really making a crazy move or anything, but it does look like the VIX has sort of found this bottom that has been, essentially been a floor for the past several months and sort of bounced off that bottom. Let's see the VVIX. Oh wait, not this one. Which is the volatility of volatility. It measures the price of the VIX futures. Yeah, you can see this one also looks like it is, it's sort of basing or finding a bottom, whatever you want to call it. And it closed up 1.44%. So it's definitely going to be something that I am watching moving forward. So let's take a quick look. We'll pull up my trades for today. And oh my gosh, so this was such a clutch assist. So I have a lot of friends that are really into investing and trading. And, I love just pooling ideas from them. So Open is one that one of my buddies, shout out to my buddy Matt. He actually brought this one to my attention last night. He had read an article about it in the Wall Street Journal. And Open is a name that has always been super bullish, and I've never actually traded it yet. So I was ready on the Open for, to trade Open. And I got long at a price of $27.87. So if you look, Open ended up having, a pretty fantastic day today. Up about 13.92%. Yeah, so I caught Open pretty much right on the open. It sounds so funny saying that. Yeah, right up here. I wanted to get in if it broke above the prior, high of day. That's exactly what it did on the open, so I pretty much just triggered in. Yeah, this one had a fantastic day, and this is day one of its breakout from the monthly value area. So I'm looking for higher levels in this thing. Hopefully we get to around like 35 here. But yeah, I'm going to move this up. And then let's see. Okay, so I got long plug. Some plug common shares. I'm going to pull that up on FinViz. Plug ended up not really having a very impressive day. So we'll have to see. This one is sort of on a tight leash in my portfolio. You can see it closed well off the highs, and it looked like there were players selling it into the end of the day. I also saw a pretty good headline about Plug, saying the Home Depot is going to be using them for a new site. And that headline was met with selling. So this position is definitely on the bubble for me. If it shows me that, it doesn't want to cooperate, I'll be quick to cut it out of the portfolio. But we'll see. We had the company Enphase report results after the bell. I tweeted about that. The results were really strong. They raised guidance and they beat the estimates. So one thing I noticed is Enphase and Plug are the top two holdings in the iShares Clean Energy ETF. So who knows, maybe Enphase will have good results and that will get money flowing into the clean energy sector. So it could be that sort of thing where they just move in tandem tomorrow. We'll have to see. Because yeah, you can see clean energy has been an amazing asset or an amazing sector to own, and it really hasn't been doing much. So I want to see if these Enphase results can really get this ETF going and some of those individual names going. So let's see, I did that. I took an exit in Chewy. I had some Chewy 100 strike March calls. I paid $10.10 for them, closed them out for $14.70. And let's see how Chewy closed today. That was one where I was actually considering rolling those out in time. Yeah, it closed a little bit off the highs. Chewy definitely looks pretty bullish, but I just wanted to take a target, given those are some March options. So took those off. Yeah, we'll consider rolling these out to April depending on how Chewy closes today. So I took a partial exit in my Tiger common shares. Tiger was just going whole hog bullish today. And this thing has gone, just completely parabolic along with some other names. So look at this. This is like absolutely parabolic. And what I'm thinking is like, what happens if we get the correction back to 1850? We tag the 20-day simple moving average. Who knows if that'll end up happening? But I did just want to take a target here for prudence. So I had the common shares. I closed out about 20% of my position. So I still have 80% left on. I just wanted to put some money in my pocket. I got long Lemonade common stock at 155.13. Lemonade, let's see how that one closed. Yeah, this one pretty strong close. Closed above the 20-day simple moving average. So I'll have to see. But yeah, that one's looking pretty good. And then the trade that I am most excited about is, so I noticed with the trade desk, I got long the February 19th 990 by 1000 call spread for $1.55. And I sized this at about a fourth the size of a normal trade, as it's a lotto play on the earnings release. I put when they report February 18th. I'm fully expecting to lose all my money on this trade. It's a small amount of my account balance. So for me, and this goes back to like bankroll management, I already have a position on TTD. I have a February 12th 635 by 650 call spread. And I've already taken a target in it. So we'll have to see. TTD looks pretty strong, and that trade is looking like it's going to be a winner. So my mindset is I want to play with those profits a little bit because this thing looks like it could make a run. So when I noticed that, I was like, they're reporting earnings February 18th. This is a really strong name in the digital advertising space, and it's been sort of dormant for, a couple months now. So my logic is I was able to get the 990 by 1000 call spread for $1.55. I'm risking $1.55 to make $8.45. So it's not exactly like a 10 times return, maybe like 8 or 9 times if it works. The probability of it working is low. That means most likely I'm going to lose the trade. But to me, I like the risk reward here because if TTD has a strong earnings result, I could see TTD trading to a new high. I don't think that's so out of the question. And 1,000's really not that far away from the prior high. And also when I look at the price action in some of these other digital advertising names, like Magnite, look how bullish it is. Roku, look how bullish it is. Pinterest, I don't think it's as bullish, but yeah, Pinterest had a crazy run. Like, all these names are doing very well. And to me, it just seemed like TTD, maybe that one does well. So yeah, I picked up pretty much a little lotto ticket in TTD. We'll see if it does anything for me. But the good thing is, like, it's so cheap. And, like, I don't size that the same way I would size another trade because I know there's a high chance I'm going to lose. So it's kind of like if I lose the trade, I'll pretty much lose a little bit of the gains I made in my other spread, which is not really that big of a deal. But if the trade hits and it works, that could be a decent sized winner. So I'm pretty excited about. And then after hours at 4:07 p.m., I got long SAII common shares, and that is a SPAC trade. I saw somebody on Twitter posting about this name, and pretty much it was just like a social arbitrage trade. I believe his name is Richard Chu, very smart analyst. He posted about this company, or about this SPAC. Oh, let me see if it's on here. Yeah, Software Acquisition Group. He posted about this one at the close. And I can see the SPAC, the price floor is about $10. So not really all that much downside. I picked up some shares in the after hours, pretty much with the trade idea that, like, okay, a bunch of people are going to read Richard Chu's thing. He's a smart guy. They're probably going to buy this thing. Maybe it gets it going. So we'll see how that works out. Yeah, I read his little thread. Seems like an interesting company. They do like data aggregation for auto manufacturers. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. That about does it for my trades for the day. And then let's take a quick look at some options order flow. There wasn't really all that much today in the way of flow, so let's see what we had. But yeah, tonight actually, while I just pull this up, my new computer came in the mail. So my buddy that sent it over, she is actually going to walk me through how to set it up. It's her custom-made computer. She made it in like 2017, but she is like a super gaming freak and like super smart. So I trust her machine. So we'll see. Yeah, she sold it to me for a good price. So I got that coming. And then going to be working on the website tonight. Okay, so let's see what we got. All right, so we have Futu, which we went through earlier, just went whole hog bullish today. They bought these calls on the close. So in my opinion, that's not really the best trade location, but who knows? Maybe this thing just keeps running. We had a player come in for some Shopify calls. You can see Shopify looking really nice. Shopify was going sideways for, a good 5 or 6 months. Now we're finally getting that breakout to higher levels. So good for Shopify. What else do we have? So we have some Netflix players coming in. So I see these Netflix players. What are they targeting? I see somebody for February. This came in at 11/21, and somebody for June of 2021. Let's see. Yeah, Netflix hasn't really run all that much yet. Looks like somebody was selling the top here. Yeah, we'll see what Netflix does. They might see something in it. And then we have Neo. Neo had a really nice day today. You can see Neo closed right at that upper Bollinger Band at around like that 62.84 level. So I'll likely, have Neo on my watch list for tomorrow as well. And then we'll pull up one more. So I see an order for CRM. That one looks interesting to me. Okay, yeah, CRM trading up to that upper Bollinger Band. And this one looks pretty interesting for potentially like a neutral butterfly. Let's see when it reports. Okay, so it reports earnings February 25th. So yeah, pretty interesting. We'll have to see. But that about does it for this market recap video. Hope you all had a great trading day today, and I will see you all tomorrow.